Richie, back in the temperate climate of Derby after a hard week in Spain, is it nice to be home?
It's nice to not be sweating constantly, although from what I can gather it's about another 10 degrees warmer today. So, but yeah, it is nice to be back on the pitches again and in familiar surroundings, and the players are a bit brighter than they were when we dropped them off the other day, so they've had a day off, a bit of time with their family, so they're ready to go again.
Did you get what you wanted, what you needed from the week?
Yeah, we did. Unfortunately, the odd niggle, which you get if you push people to their limits to a certain extent. But yeah, we did. We got all the sessions in that we wanted. We got the match minutes in on the Saturday before we came home, and we got some good information in terms of the meetings that we had in the evenings. But we also obviously got the lads bonded as a group as well, so they know a lot more about each other than before we got on the plane. The new players integrated themselves really well, so I would say pretty successful.
Do they feel like a close knit group already, or will that take a little bit more time to come through, do you think?
No, they do, and obviously we've got that mix again of the younger players who've been here. You know, I'm sure there's been talked about some of the meetings and presentations we did, and we've got people like Cash and Tomo and Birdie talking about when they came here at 8 and 9, and then we've got people like Sonny coming from a team who've just been promoted to the Premier League, and we've got that mix all the way through where they, like I say, they now start to know a little bit more about each other, start to know about what is expected of them on the pitch and off the pitch. But yeah, they're definitely getting there in terms of a group, and like I said, before you get the group of footballers, you've got to get the group of people. And as a group of people, they've welcomed the new players pretty well. And obviously, the younger lads who've been here for years, they've always been the main part of it.
I know you pushed them really hard last week. Still a couple of weeks to go until the season gets underway. What does the workload look like from now on?
Well, obviously we've got the game tomorrow night, so today will be tough. They've already done a little bit of running this morning, some ball work, and they'll be coming back in the afternoon for an afternoon session as well. And there's no getting away from when we go into tomorrow's game and we go into Saturday's game, they'll still be carrying a little bit of fatigue. Because pre-season hasn't just finished now because the games have started, so there'll be a bit of fatigue going in into some of these games, particularly Wednesdays and Saturdays, and then we'll start to get them a little bit fresher the following week. But yeah, it'll be double session today, game tomorrow night. They'll be back in again on Thursday, back in again on Friday, and then play again Saturday. So not a lot of rest, but they had that day off yesterday, so we're expecting them to be at it again.
We'll come back to Chesterfield, but I wanted to ask about Saturday and specifically about Craig Forsyth. It's his testimonial fixture, and you've had the pleasure of knowing him for a little while now. What's your experience of Fozzie?
Well, I think I said it towards the end of the season about him. Just one of the most humble people that I've come across in terms of being at a football club this size for the amount of time that he has. He even said himself while we were away in Spain, been through some unbelievable great times, but obviously some very difficult times, particularly over the last few years. And the fact I'm pretty sure he had opportunities to move on during his real highs, but obviously he stuck with the club, and the club have stuck with him. So testimonials or benefit seasons or whatever it is it's called now are few and far between now, just because it's players have better opportunities to go and move clubs. So. I think he's now in, is it the top 6 or top 7 in terms of appearance holders? And predominantly, when you normally look back over the years at clubs, majority of the appearance holders normally come from the 40s or the 50s or the 60s, where it was a lot more difficult. So obviously a very special character. I hope the day at the weekend goes great for him and we get plenty of people in. And it isn't just about, the finances, and I'm sure there'll be things said about that, but it's about the appreciation of the fact of what he's done for this football club for 10 years. And it doesn't matter if Fozzie's your favourite player or not your favourite player or whatever it is, he's an integral part of this football club, and we should all be extremely proud of what he's done, and obviously by giving him that gift on Saturday.
Here. That's Saturday. What about Wednesday night and the trip to Chesterfield? What are you looking for from this one?
Extend the minutes. So some of the lads have got a little bit beyond half time, some of the lads are a little bit past half time, and doing that safely and in building those minutes up are important. Even the little things like knowing how to get yourself back out after half time again, switching your brain back on, switching your physicality back on, and playing the next 20-25 minutes after half time is important, and it's something that people forget during that 6-7 weeks where they're off. So extended match minutes, a little bit more information that we've put into them this morning in some ball stuff, and the physicality again in terms of the work ethic that we're going to look for throughout the season.
Are you starting to talk about as a staff and think about what your team looks like on opening day, or are we still a little bit far out for that?
Yeah, I wouldn't say that it's never been mentioned, because it definitely has. However, we're also aware that things change. Somebody gets to the Thursday before and all of a sudden their groin's a bit sore, and all the best laid plans. So what's important at the moment is that we're ensuring that everybody knows everything about where they might play or should play, or the people round about them. And in terms of the back three, it's important that they all have a go playing with each other, because we don't know that something may happen tomorrow night, something may happen on Saturday, and all the best laid plans end up. And obviously, I guarantee the team that starts on Saturday, the first game, will not be the team that plays 6 weeks later. So, and when you get into that thick and fast start of the season where we play Saturday, Tuesday, you'll get very little time to come back and do the work that we're doing now. So it's important that we get that work in now.